but if, for example, somebody is in a depression or in it's like a black hole,
Yes.
I think it's kind of easy for us to say, be the one, climb out of your hole and be the one.
Mm.
Any practical tips on how they can climb out of that dark hole?
Yes. I mean, I can give you an example. So I lost my mom 6 years ago, and it was the most traumatic experience. Now, I've also been through breast cancer, but that was hard. But losing my mom, I'm an only child. She was an incredible role model. She was a woman of faith. She loved Jesus so much, and she died suddenly of an aneurysm, and I wasn't ready. And when I lost her, I lost a piece of myself. And I'm only telling you that because I can relate to being in a depression. I can relate to being in a deep, dark hole that actually scared me. I actually thought about ways I could just end my life, to be honest with you. And it was very scary because it's not my personality to speak like that. I never felt such fear. I thought other people, other members of my family were going to die. I had death just, it was just a fear I had after losing her so suddenly that was almost choking me. So I know what it's like to be in the deepest, darkest place in your mind. And what happened for me is, in some tips I can give somebody that might be in that place right now, it's a choice. I was so weak and I was so tired of crying and feeling sorrowful. I had to almost say, what do you choose today, Kelley? What are you going to choose today? Do you want to do this again? Are you going to cry all day? Are you going to be in the pity party? Are you going to feel bad for yourself? Or are you going to choose life over death? Are you going to choose to live and be courageous and take a step out? And I really had to ask myself these questions and face what I was facing openly with my family and say, I have to pull myself back up because I don't want to be here anymore. And that's what I did. And it was very hard, but I had to actually get myself. The first day was just getting myself out of bed, washing my face. That was it. And I felt accomplished. I was okay. And then the next day was going back to taking a walk or doing a little bit of a workout to move my body. So I wasn't just feeling so weak. Again, it was affecting my mental state, my physical state, every part of me when you're in these dark places. And all it takes is one small move on your part, a decision to say, today I'm going to take a step forward. And whatever that looks like for you, reading something positive, listening to something positive, listening to a pastor sermon that will spark something inside you that you didn't have the day before. And that's what I did. And little by little, I climbed my way back out.
Wow.
I became stronger every single day. And God really, I had to lean on his strength and not mine. And that's how I did it.
Wow, wonderful. I was just talking to a friend today and she's in depression
Mm,
and it's more or less what I told her. You have to pick up yourself and start doing something because if you stay there, you're going to reach bottom
right.
and it's going to be even more difficult.
It is. And the
And
longer we stay there, it's very easy to stay there. It is hard to getting yourself out of these dark places. Taking that step is uncomfortable because you're
yeah,
so
yeah,
comfortable staying in the pity party. You almost it becomes your reality, but you have to awaken yourself and say, I don't want this to be my reality any
yeah,
longer. I
yeah.
deserve more. I deserve a life that God created for me to live to the fullest. And,
Wow.
that's really what it came down to. I knew God didn't want me to stay there. And
No, God,
these, we have to just help them see that life is worth living for. But it just
yeah.
takes a step.
Yeah, so it's a will. And staying in a pity party, there is a reward for that.
Yeah.
People come and say, "Oh, poor you," and that's comforting. Yeah, but it's easier said than done. But if you're listening and you may feel that way, then take the first step and don't hesitate to reach out to other people who can help you, because staying alone and then feeling ashamed and feeling bad and feeling condemned, that's the tactic of the enemy to isolate you until you are really like, I don't want to live anymore, which, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
So if you're listening and you feel that way, and maybe just reach out to someone, reach out to us, reach out to anyone that you feel comfortable to, but don't stay alone.
Yes. That
Um,
is so good. So good. And I have to say, I stayed alone for too long. So I know what that feels like. It is not fun. It is not a good place to be. I stayed alone. I wish if I can go back, I would have reached out sooner. I ended up
yeah,
reaching
yeah,
out, but that's a very good point to make.